A very good morning to you wherever you are. I'm Benedict Host. Welcome to the sports segment here on AM Show. Of course, we're going to go through and let you know everything that's happening in the world of sports from the local scene to the international scene. We have to start here in Ghana. And this morning, we look at the future of Black Stars coach Kwasi Appiah. Now, the major question many are asking is is he staying or not? Well, the Under Fire Ghana coach has received the backing of a member of parliament to stay on. Titus Glover, MP of Tema East constituency, believes the coach did nothing wrong in Egypt and should be allowed to do his work.
There are a lot of people who are calling for the heads of the manager and for that matter the coach, which I disagree with them. We are doing this because at the end of the day, we'll come back and say that there's a need to go for a foreign coach. I totally disagree on those who want to make that argument that will land us in getting a foreign coach. 4 of the coaches that have won the cups in this country are Ghanaians. So even if there are flaws, even if there are mistakes, and we all know, watching from our offices, from our rooms and our bedrooms, was sometimes about the late in changing some of the players and all that. But that's not mean that he's a failure. This is a Ghanaian coach, and you must have full confidence and believe in him that he can deliver.
Well, another member of parliament, Osechi Mensah Bonsu, has added his voice to the future of coach Kwasi Appiah. For the majority leader in parliament, those in charge, be it the sports ministry or the normalization committee, should come out with a definite pronouncement on the coach's future.
The coach, Kwasi Appiah, got appointed in April 2017, and the terms and conditions of his engagement were made known to him. He signed to the terms and conditions that he was to deliver AFCON 2019. The Speaker, as far as I'm concerned, a definitive pronouncement will have to be made on that, whether to continue him so that he'll be assured. If it's not going to be continued, then he will know that maybe as part of the terms of engagement, if he didn't deliver, he will be ousted. So the minister and indeed the outfit that is in charge of the Black Stars should come with a definitive pronouncement on the coach, not leave him in limbo. If it's to be continued, a decision will have to be taken and it will have to be made known to him. If he is to be discontinued, he must be told.
Well, away from the future of Black Stars coach Kwasi Appiah, after years of stalling the completion of the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, now the government announced the release of funds to complete the abandoned projects. Now, the construction of the stadium began in 2004 but was stalled after the Ghana Education Trust Fund refused to finance the project for over a decade now. My colleague Nanama Ayeno has more in the following report.
So here we are at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, and construction is undergoing for the completion of the stadium. The seats are being fixed and they're working on the pitch for us to have the standard of the pitch that we hope for. This pitch could have been completed somewhere in 2009 as funds were withheld by the government. We hope that by the end of this year we would have a full-blown stadium. Talking to the Director of Sports at the University of Ghana, it seems to us that it is a problem of funds being available for the completion of the project.
We are trying our possible best to try and get the government to provide the money, and we believe and are optimistic that it will do so as it has done earlier. Otherwise the work will stall. We are actually in consultation, discussion, and we believe that it should happen. So that is where we are, and that's why the work is at this level, and that is why the scope of work is what we have now.
Unlike other instances where funds have been provided for developmental projects and there is nothing to show, there has been limited funds provided for the completion of the stadium. He explained that the slow movement of funds from the government is the only reason why the stadium isn't completed. Timelines cannot be set if money is not provided.
We cannot finish this project unless there is money. So we cannot set timelines. If we get the money today, then we can set the timelines tomorrow and say this is the money, it is certain the money is there and we can complete it. But with the amount of money we've got, less than 10% of what we complete here, it will be very difficult to actually set a timeline. We can only set a timeline if we know the money is there and there is guarantee or we have gotten the money.
He added that requests have been made for the remaining funds and they are hoping for the government's prompt cooperation to successfully complete the stadium.
As soon as we get the money, we will complete it and we'll do it. We want it more than any other person who wants it. And so as soon as we get the money, and we are talking to the various parties involved, and we'll try our best to see that we get the money as soon as possible and then we can complete it.
And Arsenal have signed Dani Ceballos on a season-long loan from Real Madrid. Now, the Spain under 21 midfielder said to be a target for Arsenal's North London rivals Tottenham, and the Gunners could yet beat Spurs to the signing of Saint-Etienne's William Saliba too. Now, Ceballos said the opportunity to work under Unai Emery was key in deciding to move to the Emirates. We still stay with Arsenal, and two Premier League footballers have been involved in a carjacking attempt by an armed gang in a London street. Now, Arsenal players Mesut Ozil and Kolasinac were targeted. The club confirmed both escaped, and injured footage on social media appears to show Kolasinac chasing the robbers in Platt Lane near Golders Green. Arsenal said in a statement, and I quote, "We've been in contact with both players and they are fine." In a video that has circulated on social media, fullback Kolasinac is seen fighting off two men who are wielding knives. The player can be seen jumping out of a vehicle to confront the masked men who had pulled alongside the car on mopeds. In the footage, both carjackers were seen to be armed and were brandishing knives. A 26-year-old Kolasinac, a spokesman for the Metropolitan Police, said, and I quote, "It was reported that suspects on motorbikes had attempted to rob a man who was driving a car." All right, so that's how we end sports this morning. Thanks so much for your company. We are back on Monday with more sports, but do join us News Desk. My colleague George Adi Jr. will be here with more. Also, I'll be back on JoyNews today with more sports, and then at 2 is our major sports bulletin on this platform, that's Sports Today with Nathaniel Atto. Until then, enjoy the rest of our programs and have a wonderful day.